What's up, everybody? This is the Congress guy here, coming to you with another deck review. Today we're going to be looking at this nice little deck here. This is an original 1885 Congress 606 deck. This is Russell Morgan Printing Company. If I can get the focus in here. This is the forerunner to United States Playing Card Company before Russell Morgan changed their name. So this box is from 1885. You get the gold lettering there. You got the U.S. up at the left and the right corners, playing cards. And you got the Russell Morgan Company, Cincinnati. So let's get right into it here. Get the nice, beautiful original box. So this is called Lighthouse. This is the Japanese-style lacquer. We in the card collecting community call them lacquer backs. Most of these are extremely rare. And by that, I mean probably fewer than 100 known, at least in this one. Others are pretty scarce. You would be lucky to find these on eBay. Very lucky. I've only seen maybe one or two in the past few years. And when you do find one, get ready to bid, because they will go as high as $400 to $500, if not more, depending on who is bidding on them. I won this at the 52 Plus Joker auction last year. I will not tell you how much I paid for it, but I will tell you that these decks, in this condition, there are the gold edges, still fairly intact. These decks will go between $400 up to around $850, depending on the type of deck you have, the type of joker, and box condition, of course. So this is Lighthouse, and we'll go ahead and turn this around here. This is the Ace of Spades. This is, if you are familiar with the Hockman Encyclopedia of Playing Cards, this is designation US 6A. This is the second Ace of Spades used for the 606 brand, US 6 being the first one. I do have an example of that, and that will be in a future video. So we'll go ahead and look at it here. You've got the small indices here for the Ace. The Russell Morgan Printing Company, Cincinnati, Congress U.S. Playing Cards, trademark number 8303, registered May 31, 1881. So this Ace of Spades was around 1885, which is coincidentally the same year Bicycle 808 came out. This is the most expensive deck that the Russell Morgan Printing Company, later USPCC, sold. 50 cents in the early 1900s, so about $14 in today's money. We will take a look at the Joker here. This is an interesting character. This is Lord Dundreary. He was a minor character in Our American Cousin, a very famous play. Most of you might recognize that as the play where Abraham Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth. Coincidentally, the man who made Lord Dundreary more than just a minor character into this bumbling fool, which there is a massive story on that in Clear the Decks, which is 52 Plus Joker's quarterly magazine. This man made Lord Dundreary a central character in that play. Unfortunately for him, he was not, or I should say fortunately for him, he was not there that night that Lincoln was shot. He actually had the night off. So you have the flesh tone here a little bit. This is the first of 3 Dundreary Jokers that Russell and Morgan used on their Congress decks. There's another one that has US in the corner, and there's another one US, and it has a fancy border. Those are the rarest. This one's probably the more common one. So we'll look at the Ace of Spades again. Now we'll look at the you got the little bit elongated spades here. The small indices of pips there, and these cards are in very good condition, considering their age of the ripe old age of 134. So we get into the Jack here. Notice they're a little bit bigger than today's. You have the Queen of Spades and the King of Spades. And we go into the hearts. And once again, they're all the same. Till you get to the courts. So the Jack, the Queen, and the King. And then we'll go over to the clubs. Still with the flesh tones. The Jack and the Queen, and the King. And one more for the diamonds. We have the Jack and the Queen and the King. So I did speak to a good friend of mine who is a dealer in antique playing cards. You can find him on eBay, or I don't know if he has a website or not, but he goes under the name World Class Playing Cards. Very knowledgeable individual. He only gets the best of the best. So I reached out to him and I said, how rare is this deck? And he came back to me and told me that on a scarcity level, rarity level, 1 being the most common, 10 being the rarest, he would rate this at a 9.1 in scarcity. He has sold a few of these. He knows 3 people in Australia that own this deck. There are about 6 in the United States. That includes me, or may not include me. And in the past few years, Worth Point, an auction site, had 3 of them. Invaluable had 2 of them. Collectors Weekly had 2 of them. So you're looking at quite possibly, aside from private collections that we don't know about, this is one of about 16 known still to exist. So in the era of cardistry and magicians with limited runs of 2,000 here, 1,000 there. I know Lautrec has a deck that he had that has 50. Things of that nature. This is extremely, extremely rare. At one time I did see a figure that Russell & Morgan, or USPCC, printed about 1,600 decks a day. It did not specify one particular deck or not, but you're looking at about 600,000 a year. So I would say this is, well, there's just not a lot of them left. I was fortunate enough to win this one. So that is my deck review for this one, the Congress 606 Lighthouse Lacquerback. Make sure that you hit like on this video and subscribe to the Congress Guy and click that notification button. And we will have plenty more deck reviews for Congress and maybe even some other antique decks. I know they are reprinting a lot of them lately, and there aren't a lot of, hardly any, antique card videos out there. So I'm hoping to bring to light this somewhat known brand, I guess. I believe they're still printed, probably in Spain. But Congress 606, these are some of the cards to collect if you like artwork, turn of the century artwork, Art Deco from the 20s, things of that nature. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you again on the next one.